For that, draw a vernier caliper. No, I'll just text in the group the assignment. I'll just text kwa group hiyo kazi yenye nitakuachia ufanye, alafu ukimaliza unatuma kwa group tunaangalia. So if there is no another query, kindly allow me to stop here to welcome Mwalimu to take over. Thank you so much.
Good evening, sir. Hello, sir. Please show us how to copy a line, how to copy.
How to copy a line, how to copy a line. Okay. Let me present a window. I don't know how to copy a line. Chris, hebu niambie tena, rudia swali please.
I saw those small divisions that you are and then copy pasting.
Okay. Now, how we copying these ones? Wacha nichore ka line kingine hapa chini tena nirudie. Small division, let's say that's hiyo division ndogo. We want to copy them tuziweke to the right. We just select that line, come to the selector here. Click on that line, ikikuwa selected like that, there is Control C for copy, Control V without moving anything, Control V. Mia is kwa keyboard, unai-move mpaka inakuwa kwa hiyo line, then you repeat the process, Control C, Control V, unai-move na arrow keys like that, you continue like that.
I'm fine, I've understood.
Thank you so much. Yes, Senior Nyukuri, I don't know if you are getting us, kindly take over.
Nasema aje? Peleke yako mama akapee dawa labda amepika vikumba.
Okay. Meanwhile, let me text the assignment here.
Hello.
Yes, hello, sir. Good evening.
How are you?
We are good.
First of all, I'd like to appreciate Senior Lion for the good presentation that he has done. I have been following keenly. And then he is a man who will be dealing with the physics presentation, but on my part it's only in mathematics. So just straight to the point, allow me to share my screen. Present now. Share your entire screen. Share. Good. Are you able to see my screen share?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yes.
So yesterday we were discussing on how to perform construction of basic angles, and I said that the most important angle we should be in position to construct is an angle of 60 and 90 degrees, because all the remaining angles, they normally emerge from 60 and 90 degrees. So yesterday we tried to construct 60, of which I want to repeat it today because we covered it yesterday. I think it will not take as long a time maybe to see what's supposed to be done. So I'm going straight to open the system, that is FX Draw 6. I'll just give it time to open. Let me give it good. Now I maximize the screen. I say that if the display is showing the grid the way mine is displaying, you need to disable the icon for the grid, which is among your icons on your left hand bar. So I will just disable for that the screen will be the plain the way it is now displaying. So in construction, I say that the most important thing you need to start with is the baseline. The baseline where all other angles will be inclined from. So I'm going to start by a line, maybe say line AB, which is 9 centimeters. So I click the icon of the line, and then I go to this space, I drag like that. So I disable it. So what is remaining is to edit that line to make sure that it is 9 centimeter I have set, and then again it is horizontal because we normally draw a horizontal line. So just click on the line, then when you check in the position of length, mine is displacing 11.01. So I edit there and then place there 9. You just type 9, don't type 9 centimeter, just type 9. And when you go to the position of angle, for me it is displaying that the angle is 3 feet 7.4 degrees. So I'll go to that position of angle and make it horizontal. To make it horizontal, the angle will be 0 degrees. Then at the arrowhead, I can put that start that line, and then the end that line, like that. So this is the our foundation, which is our baseline. Now if this one is my line, and maybe on this side, which is my left hand side end, I want to construct the 60. I say that for the 60, because the system is automatic in setting of the angles, we'll just draw a line and then set it to be 60. Then we add the marks. So at this point, if I want to draw 60 at this point, I'll go to the option of the line, because the angle is between two lines. So I click on the line there, then I come where I want to construct that 60 with this point. Then I draw a line. Not a must to know the dimension, not a must to know the angle. Then from there, I'll just click on the line, that's left clicking. Then you right click, you edit properties. So you'll find that the length is showing 13.31. If you have the specific length, you can change. But my interest is on the angle here. So I'll go to the position of angle, then type there 60 degrees, like that, and then I press OK. So you'll find that when I press OK, the line, this angle formed between the two lines is 60 degrees. And I say that this system is designed such a manner that the angle is measured from the line to the baseline in the clockwise direction. So from this base line inclined with this baseline, that angle is 60 degrees. Even if you use the angle mark, it will give you 60 degrees. So what is remaining is to place the axe for 60 degrees on this line. So to place axe, you will go to where we have the arc, but you click the drop down, that's inverted V, so that you use the arc defined by center and end point. Don't use the arc defined by 3 points. It's the arc defined by center and end point. Because if you are using the compass, we normally put the tip of the compass at a center where the fixed distance will be used to draw that the arc length. So you'll use the arc defined by center and end point. So immediately I click that. Now I'll start by the center. You always start by the center. So I click where there. And you don't click anywhere. You move the cursor up to that point where the lines are intersecting. To know that there is the point where the lines are intersecting, you'll find that immediately your cursor reaches there, the all lines turns to red the way they are displaying. Then I click there like that. So I'll just move to my own desired radius. I can even move to this further end or any desired radius like that. Immediately I reach where I want, then I'll click there as one of my endpoint, because I started as by radius. One of my endpoint, then I move upward because the other one will be on the top. Then if I want the second endpoint to end there, I click there. So you'll find that it has drawn an arc defined by center here and endpoint 1 and 2. So the next thing we normally do is that after drawing that arc using the normal construction, we normally put the tip of the compass at this point. That is the normal construction we normally use with the compass. So I'll come with the still remember that the power arc defined by center is still enabled. So I'll just go there where the arc is intersecting the baseline. I click there. Then I want to make sure that the arc passes through the point of intersection where the arc is intersecting with the line, because it's that line that is directing me that angle is 60. So after clicking there as my center, I'll move up to exactly where they're intersecting. Now to move exactly where they're intersecting, immediately the cursor reaches there, the two lines, that's arc and the line, will show a different color. So you click there, then that is one of the endpoint, because I use the other one as my sender. So that's one of the endpoint. Then I go on this other side, or I can go to the left hand side to identify another second endpoint. But I find that when I do that one, the arc is incomplete. So I'll do the same procedure, but that arc now drawn will direct me the paths where I'll be passing. So I still return there the center. Then I go now my first endpoint. I can start somewhere like there. Then I extend to this other side like that. Immediately I'm through now. Because I'm through with the arcs, I can disable that icon. Now I go to that first arc that was incomplete. I click on it. You'll find that the display of it's showing that it's moving from here where we have the blue up to that other blue, but inside it I had drawn a complete arc. So this one I can just delete by pressing the backspace. So that angle will be 60 degrees, and if you want maybe to mark it, you will go to mark an angle. This one, mark an angle, you click on it, then you come inside there, you mark an angle. So I can disable. So you find that I have marked an angle, but according to my system, I had set it in a default so that it cannot display there an angle, because the last time I was using to draw, I was drawing the circles of chord and tangent where we don't display an angle for the student to calculate. But in this case, if it has just drawn an angle without displaying the angle, I just go to that arc, I click on it, then you right click. It will show you the display you want to use. You want to use empty. Like for my case, I selected the one that of showing an arc but without an angle. But now if you want it to show that angle, you will select on these three which type of style of an angle you want. In most cases, we normally use this option number 2. You click OK, you mark it, then you click OK. So that is an angle. If that angle, you find that it is maybe closer to that arc, you can still click on it, and then you just drag it away from the arc. You can drag away from the arc like that, and that is how we normally construct an angle of 60 degrees. After that, do we have any question? Any question from members? Are we all certified?
There's a question.
Yes.
On how we just bisect those arcs.
Yes.
There's a point that that has passed me.
Okay, good. Thank you. Let me again repeat. So this was the first trial. So I want to set a question. Let me assume that this is a question we want to solve. The question says that using a ruler and a pair of compass only, construct triangle A B C such that AB is equal to 10 centimeter, BC is equal to this one, and BC is equal to 9 centimeter, and angle ABC is equal to 60 degrees, like that. Good. So assuming that this is the question maybe you have on your paper, using a ruler and a pair of compass only, construct. How have I written the word construct? Is this how we write construct? No. Using a ruler and a pair of compasses only, construct triangle ABC such that AB is equal to, it was written like a vector, I can remove the automatic so that it write the correct information. So using a ruler and a pair of compass only, construct triangle ABC such that AB is equal to 8 centimeter, BC is equal to 9 centimeter, and angle ABC is equal to 60 degrees. So assuming that this is the question that I have, I want to construct. On this case, you'll find that I can either use AB as my baseline or I use BC as my baseline. Any will do, because most of the case, the baseline we normally use the one that has an angle. So I can start by drawing a line of AB. So I go to the option of the line, then I go here. And this one is my baseline. Then on this baseline, I want to make sure that this baseline is AB and it is 10 centimeters. So I click on the line, then I edit the length to be 10 centimeter. Then in the angle, I want it to be 0. Then I have the arrowhead here. So I can use this mark and also the other end mark like that. Then I press OK. Then if this one is my line, do we have an angle 6 degrees at point A at point B, because this other side will be A and this other side will be B. Good. So if I have this one at this point B, which is my, the end on the left and right hand side, I need to draw there an angle of 6 degrees. I'll go to the option of the line, then 6 degrees, I know that it will be inside like this. It will not be like this, because in this other side it will be greater than 6 degrees, so it will be on this other end. But I said that the angle programmed by system normally measure from that line in the clockwise direction. So you'll find that in the clockwise direction, from this line to the base line, when I extend it, for it to be 60 inside, the external clockwise should be 120 degrees. I say that the system is programmed to give angles in the clockwise direction from the line to the baseline. So you find that when I extend this baseline, if I measure 60 in the clockwise, you'll find that the inside angle will be 120 degrees. So if I want to have inside angle 120 degrees, it means that the external angle should be 120 degrees. So I'll just disable the icon for the line. Then I come here, right click, edit properties. I make that angle 120. And then you have been told that the angle, the line is what? BC, and it is 9 centimeter. I can place there the arrow end on the other end like that. So you find that now this angle is 60 degrees. So what is remaining is to insert the axe. To insert the axe, I say that you use the icon for mark at the axe, but you select the arc defined by center and end point. Then I go here. Here, because if it were the compass, I could have placed the tip of the compass here, then I adjust to the suitable radius, then I scrap an arc on this other side. So I just put there the tip of the compass, which is as my center. I start by that one. Then I move along this line, one of the end point, I click there, then I move on the other side to identify the second end point. The next step, if I were using the compass, I could have placed again here the compass using this same radius and then scrap another arc. That's what you normally do when you are using a compass. So I'll come here, then I use this one as my center, then I move to that point of intersection. Though if you are keen enough, because I have drawn these things, I know I'll just start from here, but I will be very keen with this arc, because when I move that one, you'll find that there's a circle which is invisible. Inajaribu kuonekania mbali, lakini for the learners, you just move, you start from there, alafu una move along that one hivyo. Then this first arc itanisaidia kumove along the path so that ni extend ya arc iende huko. So I'll start again the same procedure, nirudisha hapo compass, lakini sasa nakuja kwa hii arc so that niko in this arc, nikliki kwa hivyo na na extend the arc iende on this other side like that. Now when you are moving, utakundua kwamba like nikifikisha hapo, we have two tot. Kuna tot ingine iko juu na kuna ingine iko kwa line. Ukiona tot iko kwa hiyo line, don't click just move so that itoke kwa hiyo line, because ukiclick itamove, itatoroka huko juu na itakuja yenyewe ishikie kwa hiyo line. So you move until unaona imetoroka kwa hiyo line, hakuna other point imeshika, then you click. When you click utaona hiyo arc imekuwa extended. You come and disable, na unakuja una select the first yenye ulichora. Hiyo kwanza yenye ulichora ilikuwa inakudirect tu penye hiyo second arc itapitia. Ukisha select you just place the backspace. Then remember that it was a triangle A B C. So BC is 9 centimeter, so it remains just to join A to B, because I have already identified that one as 9 centimeter. Then what is remaining is what? To give the point. So I use the text box, then label that this one is my A. I can remove the outer. This one is my B. I can remove the outer. I can go to this one as my point C. I can also remove the outer. Now, if they are not well positioned, I can just click on them and then move using the computer, the keyboard keys, the up or down, so that I move to that desired region that I want that point to be, like that. Just move like that, like that. So you find that I have now come up with a triangle A, B, C, and that is how we perform that construction. Yes, Senior Samuel, have you now caught something?
Yes, I've got it.
Okay. Any other question before? Yes.
The second arc, I'm stuck there.
The second?
Arc.
The second arc. Thank you. Good. Let me minimize. I will again delete everything. Good.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Sorry, yes. Good. Let me start by line. I have said that you use the icon for the line, because the line is the founder for this foundation for this construction. So I can draw a baseline, and maybe that line was line AB, which was maybe 10 centimeter. So I'll click to make sure that it is 10, but when you check in my length 13, so I can use 10. Then to make it horizontal, the angle must be 0. So in my case here it's already 0. Then I go to where we have the start. I can put the arrowheads there. Without arrows, I use these lines. Then I press OK. So this is my line, which I label later as my line A and B. So when I have this line, assuming that I want to draw an angle of 60 at this other end here, where I'm rotating my cursor here, I just go to the icon of the line, which is here. Then I come to that point, then I draw a line at that one. So you find that when I have drawn like that one, I don't know the angle of that line. So I'll disable the icon for the line, then I come and select the line, I right click, I edit the properties. Then you check which angle does the system giving us. So you find that in the system, it's giving us that the angle is 43.36 according to what I have drawn. So I'll go to that position of arc angle, I type there, I want an angle of 60 degrees. Then I click OK. So you find that that line now, it is inclined at 60 degrees. But remember, if I were drawing on the right hand side, I could have set that angle to be 120, because of the reason I said that the system is programmed to give an angle measured from the line in the clockwise direction to that baseline. So but this one on the right hand side, left hand side, I use 60, because from this line to this baseline the angle is 60 degrees. Now from there, what is remaining is to insert arcs on this line. So you go to the icon for arc, it is here, arc. So you click on the drop down so that you make sure that you capture the icon for arc defined by center and endpoint, because what you normally do is a compass is that the tip of the compass will be pivoted at the center, and then the pencil will be marking the endpoint, the two endpoint. So I use the center and endpoint. Then I come, the first thing you need to place the compass at the center, ndio hiyo nimeiweka hapo center. Then I move. The second thing now, after I identify the center, I'm remaining with the end point. So first end point, I can say that let me the pencil start from here. You click, then you move. Ukiona imefika penye unataka ni sawa. Ukipeleka kubwa tena ni sawa, but the suitable one is very appropriate. You click there. So but you'll find that other case you can click na hii inachora complete circle. Kama imechora complete circle, just click the button of backspace, yenyewe itatoka tu na tena unarudia the same procedure. So after drawing this one, tumepack na second arc. Second arc compass inafaa iwekwe penye hii first arc intersect the baseline. That is the procedure of drawing the 60 degrees. The compass tip must be placed where that arc is intersect this baseline. So nitakuja penye hiyo ina intersect hiyo baseline, I click there. Then I want to make sure that the arc is passing through the intersection of this line and the arc. So move to end up penye zina intersect. Ukiona ishaonyesha color, click there. That is the first end point. Move on this other side, ama unaweza move hiyo side ingine, haina shida. Then I click the last end point. So you find that the arc, this arc imetoka hapo intersection na ikakuja huku. So I need to extend this arc itoke ili ipite ionekanie on the other side. So nitarudia the same step, nikuje nirudishe hapo compass like that, then niende sasa kwa hiyo arc so that niseme hiyo nionyeshe kwa hiyo arc, then I start by the first end point, alafu ni extend kukuja on this other side. Unaona hiyo ime extend. So I can't disable, na ninakuja huku mwisho nashika hiyo yenye nilikuwa nimechora mwanzo, and then I delete like that one. So if the angle here inside here, it is 60, and I have followed keenly the procedures of constructing 60 degrees. Yes, Senior James. Still I have a problem. Any other problem before I move to the next angle?
Maybe a question.
Yes.
To make an arc and you find that it is a full circle.
Yes.
What is it that you committed?
Let me demonstrate again. For example, you can have this line. If I have this line, let me assume that it is already 10 centimeters. So what is meant to place the end point? So if I want to draw another arc like angle there, then I want it to be 60 degrees. This one is 60. The reason why it can make an angle more than 60 degrees, if you move past a half of that arc, it's going to form a full arc, or sometimes an arc which is more than this one. But in most cases, if you are keen enough, it rarely forms an arc. Or you test like this one, then you come back, it will form an angle which is greater than 60 degrees. But for me, I'm saying that it is impossible to get an angle which is greater than 60 degrees unless I move up to this point. Even if I move that point, still it is leaving the space. I can just press backspace. I repeat the same. If I start from there, I want that one. But it is rare case to form a complete circle. But if it forms, just delete and then you repeat the same step. Like when I start from here, then I test like this one, like that. Still it is forming a half a circle. But if it forms complete, I just press the backspace and then you repeat the same steps like that, the same step. And that is how we construct 60 degrees. I don't know if I have answered your question, because on my side I'm good. Thank you. Another question? Good. So we can move to construction of 90 degrees. Construction of 90 degrees can either be at a point or perpendicular bisector of a line. So you want to construct 90 degrees at a point before you go to a perpendicular bisector of a line. As I mentioned earlier, most important thing is to start by the baseline. So if I have this baseline like this, and this baseline maybe with this of length 10 centimeter, and it is 0 already inclined 0, it means that it's horizontal, and I have the ends like this. You have that ends. So you'll find that you might have this ends, and you want to construct 90 degrees at this point. If you want to construct 90 degrees at this point, step number 1 in construction normally use that 90 degrees. You need to extend that line so that it can enable you to construct to make an arc in both left hand side and on the right hand side. So you find that if I want to construct 90 degrees at this point, I'll have to extend this line toward left hand side because I'll have the arc on the left and also an arc on the right. So I'll go to the icon of the line, because if it were the diagram in the question paper, I could have just placed a ruler and then extend that line. So in this case, if I have drawn that one, I'll come this point, then extend this line like that so that it can be seen to be extended like that. Then from there, at this point is where I want to have 90 degrees. So I'll just come here. I start by a line so that I incline it at 90 degrees. Even if it is inclined like that one, no problem. I just go and disable. Then I select that line. I right click. I edit properties. Then I type there an angle of 90 degrees. Then I press OK. You'll find that automatically the angle goes to 90. Even if you test with the angle mark, you'll find that it will show us that the arc is 90 degrees. Now what is remaining is what? Is to place the axe. So to place the axe, remember that if I were with the compass, I could have placed the compass here. I make an arc on the line and on the left and also on the right using the same radius. So still you'll use the icon for the arc, but defined by center and endpoint, so that center ni hapo ndio penye tungeanzia, but sasa hii nitaianzia nipitishe hii sako ipite paka on the other side so that inisaidie kuwa na same radius. So nikikiliki kama hapo nimuvie huku chini ili nilete paka huku, ili kutoka hapa hadi hapo, kutoka pati hapo ikuwe na same radius, alafu narudia so that nitumie arcs yenye ziko reasonable. Nakuja hapo, alafu sasa nakuja na arc haanzia hapo, so that hiyo ya kwanza inisaidie kujua tu path za arc first. Nikisha make huku tena nitakuja kwa hii ingine hivi, ianzie hapo iishie hapo. Then nikishamaliza I can disable, alafu nikuje nishike hii chini venye ilikuwa nimeextend, then I backspace. Utaona itakuwa imetoka na itakuwa niachia hizi arcs. Then after making that arcs, we normally use this arc at the center. You scrap an arc at the top. Again, this other side at the center, you scrap another arc on the top. So still I go to that icon of the center, arc defined by center and endpoint. Ninakuja tu hapo, then naileta paka huku juu. So inaisayansia hapo, nilete hiyo ishi hapo. So inapaki hii ya pili. So ya pili nikikiliki hapo nafanya hakikishe kwamba ikutanie hii exactly penye hiyo ya kwanza imepita. So I can use that one, then I click like that one, ndio nirudi tena ni extend venye nilikuwa nafanya ya 60 degrees like that. Then nikimaliza ninafuta hiyo yenye ilikuwa ya kwanza. I click on it. Aya, hiyo ndio kesi yenye senior ulikuwa unasema. Ukiona imepita hivyo, just backspace, alafu we delete, we click on it. Kama nimekataa ku delete, you delete, so that I can just repeat the same procedure. Naanzia hapo, alafu nishika hapo, na hata kuja the other side, si lazima uende on the other side peke yake. Nakuja, then una click hapo, then I extend like that, then nina disable, ninakuja na shika yenye ilikuwa ya kwanza, then I delete. So you'll find that this is 90 degrees and I have displayed the procedure of constructed, because if I print we will see this arcs, which is the first procedure ya make 90 degrees. You make an arc on the left and also right. Now using that arc as radius, you scrap that arc. Using this one, you scrap this other arc. Nani ako na swali? Question? Good. Let me again repeat.
Hizo arcs za hapo juu bwana. Hizo arcs za hapo kwa line hiyo ya perpendicular. Bado inaleta circles. Sasa sijui ama ni inahang ama ni mimi sijashika vizuri. The end point ya kwanza, after you draw your circle ya chini, unaifanya delete na back
Unamove cursor we click on it ikuwe selected, then unafinya backspace.
Then unafinya?
Unaenda uiselect, uende na cursor uiselect.
So that you get those two.
Yes?
So that you get those two when you select arc defined by center and endpoints. Unafinya one side of the arc tuseme yenye iko kwa right, si ndio? Hiyo arc ile iende pale juu inaenda aje?
Let me just repeat the whole procedure. Good. So the first step, you draw a line. This is my line. And the line may be of 9 centimeter. It should be horizontal, meaning that the angle here will be 0. Then the arrowhead start, I'll use this, and I'll also use this. Up to there, do we have any problem?
No.
Good. So if I have this one, and you want to draw 90 degrees on my right hand side, I have now moved from shift from left to right. I want to draw 90 degrees at this point, maybe this point B. You'll find that if I were using the compass, you need to put here the tool of the compass. You scrap an arc on the left and also on the right. But you find that on the right, I don't have a line extended. So I'll cut back to the icon of the line so that I extend towards the right hand side like that. So then after that, I'll just go to the option of the line so that I draw a line that is 90 degrees at this point. You'll find that 90 degrees, if I start there, I can either go through by setting, or when you are moving that cursor like that one, you'll find that it's again displaying there something like 90 degrees. But for surety, you can just go click on it. You click on the line by using the left key to select it. Then you right click, you edit properties, you check angle. If it is not 90, you type there 90. So for my case, it is already 90. Then from there, we want to place arcs. If I were using the compass, the arc, one of the arc was supposed to be on the left, and another one was supposed to be on the right with equal radius from this point of center. So I go to the arc defined by center and end point. Na unaenda na hiyo kasa uanzie kwa center kwanza. Huwa tunaanzia center ndiyo tuende kwa end point. So nitaanzia hapo center. Ukifika hapo click. Ukiliki utaona tu ikifanya bata isha kuonyesha sako ingine. We move to along that line. Move to along that line. Ukisha move, ufikisha penye unataka, you can again click like that. Alafu isungushe either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Nikisungusha clockwise, nitaileta hivi alafu nipitishe kwa hivyo kidogo. Alafu ni click. So ukiona hii, nimepitisha sababu nataka inionyeshe paths yenye nitakuwa na follow, nikichora hiyo ingine ndio isinisumbue na same radius. So nitarudia the same step, nitarudi hiyo intersection. Alafu sasa nikuje ni follow kwa hii ya path nilichora ya kwanza, so that after I take the center, end point ya kwanza itakuwa hapo na click, alafu na move tena naenda juu, end point ya mwisho itakuwa hapo. Tena nirudie the same step, nirudishe center, nikuje sasa hii ingine nianzie hapo, alafu extend tena hadi hapo. Nikiona venye imeenda venye nataka, naenda na disable huku juu. Alafu nakuja nashika huku saa kwenye nilikuwa nimepitisha. I click on it. Kukisha kuwa selected, I backspace. Na itakuwa imeniachia hizo arcs. Up to there, do we have any problem?
Naona kama iko sawa.
Jaribu tuone.
Maybe, excuse me, maybe James can share the screen to know what is doing.
It is true. Kindly share the screen, we see where.
Najua natumia simu kwa kuwasikiza na laptop sija connect. Sasa niko hapo kwa hiyo ku backspace sasa. Hizo akibiri nimeweza kutengeneza. So I select the arc hiyo ya kwanza.
Hiyo ya umeselect yenye ulikuwa umechora. Okay.
Sawa, endelea.
Good. Sasa nikishafika hapo nimeunda hizo arcs, simepack arcs kuweka kwa hii line. Kuweka kwa hiyo line, I still go back to that arc defined by center and endpoint. So I use this other side as my center. I click there. Then naenda kwa hapo nianzie hiyo arc hapo niilete paka hapo. I failed maybe to move the cursor up to this downward because remember that you can bisect at the top and the bottom if you don't have the point of reference. But for this one, because I have point B as my point of reference, no need of making an arc at the top and also at the bottom because I already have the point of reference which is B. I'll just join the intersection to that point B. But still it's not a crime when you extend to the bottom. So after making that arc, I'll go to the next point which is the right hand side. I use it as my center. I click, then naenda exactly penye sina intersect hapo. Hata ukitokezea huku nje uone penye ina intersect. Ukiona uko strict enough inaweza intersect ni sawa, na ukiona ukifanya hivyo itakuchallenge, enda tu kuja tu na aka kaza kenyewe kashike tu penye zimekutania, then you click the first one, then you move like that, alafu ndio urudie sasa kuextend hiyo ya kwanza like that, alafu na extend. Alafu kishamaliza you delete the first one, just select it, then you backspace. That's 90 degrees. Another question? Another question? Good. Given no question, now we want to see a perpendicular bisector of a line. How do we construct perpendicular bisector of the line? The first thing, I might have this line AB. This is my line, length 10 centimeter. It is horizontal, 0. I have the end, the arrowheads like that. The arrowhead like that. Remember that the perpendicular bisector of a line bisect a line into two equal halves. That is two equal parts. So you'll find that this system has an option for it to identify the midpoint. So if I have this one as my line, the first thing I'll use the system itself to identify for me the midpoint of this line. So you just click on the line, you right click, then you edit the properties, then you go to the arrowhead. But in this case, arrowhead, you will use the middle. The middle, it will direct make an arc for the middle point. Then I go for the middle, naweka haka kitu. Utaona yenyewe imesha identify middle na hapa. The arc defined by select the line, you go to edit, you go to arrowhead, alafu naenda kwa middle so that uweka haka kitu. So the system itself has already identified that this is the midpoint. Then hii midpoint ndio yenye huwa nachora line passing through that midpoint. Utaenda kwa icon ya line, but in this point don't select line, select midpoint line. Uselect here kwanza, select midpoint line. When select midpoint line, start drawing from that midpoint, either ukienda juu ama ukienda chini. Hata ikiwa imepend, no problem, we'll edit them. Then you disable, alafu unakuja kwa edit properties like that, then you make that angle 90, then you press OK. You'll find that this is 90 imechora msalapa, so what is remaining is to make an arc. So to make an arc, if I were using the compass, I could have placed here the compass. I scrap an arc at the top and also at the bottom. Using the separate as on the other side, I scrap an arc from the top and also at the bottom. So I'll use the icon for the arc defined by center and endpoint. Nakuja kwa hii first endpoint, alafu nakuja nihakikishe kwamba ikimark huko juu niipeleke tena imaki huko chini, sababu itanisaidia. Unaona sasa nikifanya hivyo imepita. I backspace so that I repeat the steps once more. I go there, I repeat, nitaanzia hapo, niipeleke huko alafu ilete huko. Utaona iko sawa. Tena niende on the other side. I click there, use it as the center, alafu nikuja hapa penye zina intersect vizuri kabisa. Alafu nianzie hapo nikuje hadi huko. So nikishamaliza hivyo, nimeona arcs zangu ziko sawa, so narudia the same steps kuchora hizo arcs fupi fupi, because sasa kwanza zilikuwa zinanisaidia tu kupata the path followed. So naanzia hapo na click hapo, alafu nikuja akaanzia hapo kaende paka hapo, tena nirudie the same step nianzie hapo, lakini sasa this time round chini hivyo. Nikishamalizana na ya left right hand side, na kuja kwa hii ingine, naanzia hapo niende hadi hapo, tena nirudi hapo nianzie hapo. Hiyo imepita nje, I can't delete. Nianzia hapo nikuje ya hapo, alafu ifike hadi hapo. Nikishazimaliza zote, nakuja ni select hizi kenye kilikuwa kinapita, I backspace, tena huko ingine kwenye kilikuwa napita backspace, na hiyo ndio perpendicular bisector of a line. Nani ako na swali? Nani ako na swali? Good. I want again to repeat for this one of perpendicular bisector, because remember the same perpendicular bisector is the one we are going to use when constructing the loci. So we should make sure that we understand this bit of angle construction, because we will not be able to handle the question of loci. So I want to erase everything. The first thing is to construct a line. So here I just go to draw a line. I'll draw, this is my line. I disable it. I come and select the line so that I can edit properties in any my desired dimension. So I want this line to be 9 centimeter. I want it to be horizontal, so the angle is 0. Under arrowhead, I'll have arrow at the start and also arrow at the end. So this is the line maybe you have been given the question paper, lakini nataka kuichora construction. Remember that the perpendicular bisector bisect a line into two equal parts. So for it to be equal part, this system will itself assist you to identify the midpoint of that line. So you go on the line, you select it, then you right click, you edit properties. You go to that option of arrow heads, but for this kind now, go to the middle position, and you'll find that maybe in some case you have tempered with the position. You should be keen with that position. If you have tempered with that position, you should make sure that this position, the blue color, is at the midpoint of the position, because when I count this one, how many division? 1 2 3 4 5 on the left, 1 2 3 4 5 on the right, means that it is on the position number 6, because you might temper with it na upate ulileta kumba hapo na ujui. Kama ulileta hapo, make sure that it's at the midpoint, ndio arc ikwe midpoint. So you should be in position 1 2 3 4 5 6, na uisongeshe vizuri mpaka kwa hiyo ya 6 like that. So ikishafika hapo kwa 6, na unaweka kwa midpoint, tuweke hiyo arrow. This is for the size. Hii ni kusize ya kuincrease ama kudecrease, resizing the arrowhead. Utaona kwamba hata kwa hiyo line yangu iko chini, kuna display ya line hapa. Nikijaribu kupandisha hivi, unaona inaanza kuwa kubwa. Ukisongesha chini, anaanza kuwa kadogo. So wewe mwenyewe utasongesha uone anataka kuwa chini, then you press okay. So hapa the system has assisted me to get the midpoint, which is this point. Then after that midpoint, now at this midpoint, the perpendicular line must pass through that midpoint. So remember that what directs us to construct the perpendicular bisector are the intersection of the two arcs, the arcs at the top and the bottom, because we don't have the reference point. So here I'll go to the line, but you select the line of midpoint line. You not select the other one, the midpoint line. Then you start the midpoint iko wapi? Ndio hii hapa. Either move juu ama ukienda chini. Hata kama imeslant haina shida. We'll just select it, then you edit properties, then you make that angle 90. You type there 90, then you press okay. So you find that this is 90. So what is remains to place the arc. To place the arc, compass inafaa iwekwe hapo. You scrap an arc from the top, ikuje paka huku chini. Tena utasimamisha huku, scrap another arc, ikuje huku chini, alafu utarudia ndio uweke hizo arcs fupi. So I go to the arc defined by center and end point. Alafu nakuja naanzia kama hapa. Naweza ipeleke yaanzie huku, lakini ilete. Ikishapita hii ingine na click. Tena niende on this other side. lakini sasa hii inafaa ikuwe at intersection. Ni click hapa alafu niilete ipite on the other side. Nikiona itapita hapa exactly, you can just backspace so that you delete and then you move like that. Uhakishe exactly inapita penye hiyo line imepita. So nikishamaliza na sasa kuanza kuchora hizo arcs fupi fupi, nianzie hapo alafu kaanzia hapo kaishia hapo hivyo, tena nikuja hapo nianzie hapo kafupi kaishia hapo, then nikuja on the other side nianzie mahali kama hapo kamalizia hapo, tena nirudie tu huku chini kaanzia hapo kaishia hapo, then I disable na naanza kufuta zenye nilikuwa nimepitisha sababu hasikae picha mzuri, naanza kudelete haipaka space, na unaona nimeacha hizo fupi, na that is how we construct 90 degrees. Up to there, do you have any question?
I think I have understood that area, sir.
Thank you. Good. So I said that the remaining angles are obtained from 60 and 90 degrees. For example, 75. You'll find that 75, it is in between 90 and 60. For the normal construction in the paper, it means that if you have been asked to construct 75, a learner will construct 60, will construct 90, then if I say the angle between 60 and 90. So let us try to construct 75. Still the basic is the line. I'll start here by the line like this. Then I select that line so that I edit the properties to make the desired length. Maybe the line is of 10 centimeter, then the horizontal is 0. Then I place the arrowheads. Moja start na ingine niweke end like that. So if I want to construct 75 on my left hand side, I'll have to extend this line because 90 is supposed to be there, and then at the same time 60 must be there. So I'll come and extend this other side like this. Then after extending, nasema hii itakuwa ya 60, alafu hii itakuwa ya 90, alafu 75 nayo itakuwa tu hapo katikati. Nikuwa na line tatu, alafu haikama disable. Nakuja kwa ya kwanza. Hii ya kwanza inafaa ikuwe nini? Inafaa ikuwe 60, na itype tu 60 na finya okay. Hii ya pili inafaa ikuwe 75, just type there angle 75, na hii ingine inafaa ikuwe 90 degrees. So nikishamaliza hivyo, in the construction we normally encourage that the line for angles which are not required, you make them dotted. So nitaklik ya kwanza, alafu kuja hapa juu mbele ya 100% kuna hapa kwa line na drop down, hiyo ni line style, ni select dot, alafu tena nikuje kwa hiyo ya 90, hiyo line style niweke dot, so that this 75 is the required angle. Halafu naanza kuweka arc nitaweka ya 60 kama kawaida, tena tuweke ya 90, alafu tuweke ya hii 75. So nitaanzia hapo, arc defined by center and endpoint. Ni click hiyo, nikuja hapo niweka hapo center, alafu ni scrap ni arc inaweza kuja hata paka hapo, then nikuja hapo like that, then nikuja niseme hii wachi yaanzie hapo, alafu nikuje hivi, alafu nikuje ni extend like that, then ni delete hiyo ya kwanza. So that is for 60. Again nikuje kwa 90, nisimamisha hapo, alafu ya 90 what na kuchora arc left na right. So nikishapitisha hiyo itanisaidia tu kujua the path where I have to follow. Hivyo nikuja hapo tena hapo, nikuje hivyo, alafu nikuje ni delete hii yenye ilikuwa imepita hapo chini, alafu sasa nitumie hizi kuchora arcs 90, still arc defined by center and endpoint. Ni click hapo like that, like that. Ukiona dots zimeenda kwa mahali pawili tofauti, don't click kama iko tu mahali pake peke yake hapo, alafu nikuja hapo tena, alafu ni I can use this one, I can use this. Hiyo imetoka nje, I can repeat. Nilete tu hapo exactly, alafu nilete hivyo, and then I come and extend this first one like this. Nikisha extend na ya kwanza. So if it were normal construction, I have to bisect 60 and 90. So till arc defined by center and endpoint. Nikuja hapo sasa, you make an arc kwa hii ya 690, alafu ikuje paka kwa ya, unaona hiyo sako imeenda mahali pengine. I can backspace so that I repeat the same. Nisimamisha hapo, nikuje nianzie kwa hii, nikuje nifike kwa hiyo. Ikataa ni sawa, nitarudia, lakini sasa najua tu hiyo ni ya nini, ni ya ku extend. Ianzie hapo, ikuje hati hapo, alafu nifute yenye ilikuwa imeenda chini. Haya, so hizo arcs yenye nimeweka hapo ndio zenye nafaa nitumie ni make arcs hapa. So still I can go to the arc defined by center and endpoint, nisimamishe kwa hii arc ya kwanza, ni make arcs arc hapo na hapo, alafu niende kwa hii arc ingine pe imeendesect ya 60, ni make hivyo na section ikunje huku, alafu hiyo inisaidie tu ku trace hiyo ya arc ingine. Ukiona imeenda mahali pawili iko wrong, ukiona imeenda mahali pawili iko wrong, so na pitisha sababu nilikuwa nafika hapo inakataa. Nikikuja like that, good, then nakuja nafuta zenye zilikuwa zime extend like that. So utaona hii nimefuata procedures ya kuchora 75, nimechora 90, at the same point nimechora 60 na nimeonyesha arcs, alafu ndio nikakuja nikabisect. Kuna hiyo arc kuonyesha kwamba imebisect. Kama huko unataka ipite hivi, unasarudia tu ukuje useme hizi arcs sikuwa nataka sipite paka huko, so that uanzie mahali kama hapo hivyo na hapo, alafu tena usema hii nilikuwa sikutaka ianzie huko, ianzie hapo na hapa, alafu sasa ufute yenye ilikuwa ya hiyo ya kwanza, so that you have those the shorter arcs. And that's how we construct 75 degrees. Do you have any question? Question?
No question from my part, sir. Understood.
You are okay. Good.
Okay.
Senior James? Senior James, are you okay?
Niko sawa.
Sawa. So that is how we construct the angles. So when you apply the same knowledge, you will see that all the other angles can be constructed. Because if maybe I want to construct 30 is a half of 60. So I'll draw the baseline. Kitu ya kwanza, I measure the length, which is 10. I make this one is 0, and then I have the start arrowhead, the end arrowhead, like that. So for 30, I supposed to start by 60, like that, and then at the same point nikuwe na ya 30. So two lines are knitted. Then niende kwa hii ya kwanza. Hii ya kwanza itili properties inafaa ikuwe nini? Inafaa ikuwe 60 degrees, nafinya okay. Hii ya pili inafaa ikuwe nini? Inafaa ikuwe 30 degrees, then I press okay. Then nikishamalizana na hizi hii ya 60 is not the required angle. I go there to edit the style of the line style, then I make equal dotted. Then step number 1, I make arcs for 60. I make arcs for 60 when tulikuwa nafanya tu ya kwanza, na kuja nasimamisha hapo so that I draw the 60 arc like that, alafu na disable nifute hiyo arc yenye ilikuwa ya kwanza. So for 30 I have to bisect this angle, na to bisect no need of making other arc, because this one is the arc from this one and this one. I can just use this intersection. So I just use the center, and then I go where it's intersecting, I scrap an arc like that, na huko chini, alafu nikuje huku chini hapo, alafu nichora hapo like that, alafu ni extend hiyo like that, then I staple, na nakuja nafuta hiyo arc ingine, na ukiangalia itakuwa 30 degrees. Are we okay?
I'm okay, sir.
Yeah. Good. So I think up to there we are through with the angles, because the remaining angles can be constructed. The angle like 67.5. 67.5 is the angle between what? 67.5 can it be constructed? Yes. 67.5 is an angle. It is between 60 and 75. So you'll be required to construct 90. You construct 60. Upaise 60 na 90 upate hiyo 75, alafu upaise hiyo 75 na 60 na unapata hivyo using the same procedure penye tumefanya tu. 45 is the a half of 90. You construct 90, you paise 9 to get 45 using the same procedures. 52.5, the angle between 60 and 45. So you'll be required to construct 90. You passate it to get 45. You construct 60, then you passate the angle between 60 and 45. The angle like 37.5. 37.5, you can just go straight to construction of 90, 60, then you passate it to get 75, then you passate the angle between the line of 75 and baseline to get the 7.5. Up to there. Can I give an assignment?
we are ready, sir.
Good. So kindly construct for me the following angles. 37.5, alafu 82.5.
37.5 and
82.5.
okay.
Good. Those two angles are safe. So you'll find that the higher angles, which is obtuse angles, the obtuse angles, we normally check their supplement. If you can be given an angle of 105, it is the supplement to 75. Mean that 105 I can just construct 75 on the other side. Now the remaining one will be the 75. If you are required to construct an angle like 135, 135 is a supplement of 45. Mean that on the left hand side you just construct 45. In fact, let us just construct a 135. So 135, for example, I have the baseline. I'll draw the baseline like this, and then this baseline maybe is of length 10 centimeter. I want to make the angle inclination to be 0. I'll have the start bar, which is the arrow heads, to have those lines. Then maybe I want to construct 135 at this point. If I want to construct 135 at this point, it means that if 135 is supposed to be inside, on the outer part I'll have 45. So to get 45, I need to have what? 90 degrees. So I have to extend like this one. So I must have a line for 90, then ya 145 itakujia hapo. Then sasa na edit hii. Nilisema from that line kulokwa to this baseline itakuwa 135. So na edit hivyo, alafu naweka tu hapo 135. Then I press okay. Then I follow the step, but this 90 should be total because it's not the required angle. I use the icon for sender defined by arc defined by sender and endpoint. Nikuje niponyeshe how to construct 90. Nesa ilete huku chini hivi, alafu nikuje ni extend his marks like this. Alafu nikuje kutena kwa hii ingine like this. Like that. Good. Then nikuje nitumie hizi as my senders, nikuje ni construct hiyo 90 vizuri tu. Alafu nikuje hivo nitumie hiyo like that. I can just extend, nitumie hii extension. Good. Extension like this, extend hivyo, then I delete the first arc, then I want to now to bisect this 90 so that I get what? I get 145. So I can use this icon like that. If that icon staki hiyo line ipite hivyo, naweza irudia tu so that ni use the shortest mark like that, nirudie tu ni make arcs fupi fupi hivyo, then naweza futa sasa yenye ilikuwa imepita, backspace, then hiyo arc nisimamishe hapo, alafu sasa nichore huku in the other side like that, alafu nikuje tena nianzie hapo like that so that I extend this one like that, then nifute yenye ilikuwa imepita. So you'll find that this angle kutoka kwa hii kufika kwa hiyo line, it is what? 135 degrees. Are we together?
Yes.
Good. So lastly, we want to wind up on construction of parallelogram. Parallelogram is our last part, and then we call it a day. So a parallelogram, maybe I want to construct a parallelogram. Let me type the question. Question. Construct parallelogram A, B, C, D such that AB is equal to 10 centimeter, comma, BC is equal to, this one is B, is not MC, comma, BC is equal to 8 centimeter, and angle BAC is equal to 75 degrees. Be 75 degrees like that. Good. So construct parallelogram ABCD such that ABC equal 10 centimeter, BC 8 centimeter, and angle BAC is equal to it is BAD, not BAC. This one should be BAD. BAD is equal to 75 degrees. The first step, draw a line. Very important. Draw a line. This is my line. The line, if it is AB, it should be 10 centimeter. So I make it 10 centimeter. I put the arrowhead at the start and the end, like that. Then to construct 75, it is a mass I'll have 90 at point here, A. So 90, I'll have to extend this point to this other side, like that. Then here, I'll have a line for 90. Here, I'll have an angle of 60. Then hapo katikati ndiye nikuwe na 75. Ninakuja. Hii inafaa ikuwe angle ya 60. I press OK. Hii inafaa ikuwe angle ya 75. Na hii ingine inafaa ikuwe angle ya 90. Hiyo ishaingia 90. Then hizi 90 sio required, na make it dotted. 60 is not required, I make it dotted. Alafu nakuja kuanza kufiti the but before I fit, remember that AB is parallel to DC and BC is parallel to AD. So AD is equal to BC. So here 75, which is AD, I can make it what? 80 centimeter, like this. 8 centimeter, it should be 8. So I can put the arrowhead at the end, like that. Then ikishakuwa hivyo, then I start inserting the arcs. You see that icon, naweza anza na ya 60, like this. Naweza anza na hii ya 60, haina shida. Alafu nianze na hiyo. Imeform complete circle yenye mtu alisema, I just delete, narudia. Nianze na hiyo ya 60, alafu hivyo. like that, so that I can just extend like that, and then ni delete hatoke. Akishatoka niende tena kwa ya 90 nikianzia huku nitaenda paka huku, alafu nirudie so that I use the shorter axe hivyo hadi hapo, alafu tena hapo nikuje hadi hapo like that, then nikuje nifute hii yenye ilikuwa imepita, then I use those ends to construct 90, hiyo ikuje hadi hapo, alafu hii ikuje itoka hapo ikuje hivyo, so that I can use this, itoka hapo tena ikuje hadi hapo, good like that, alafu nifute yenye ilikuwa ya kwanza, good. Then hii ya 65 ya 75 I need to bisect ya hii na hiyo like that, then I come use this one, I can start my arc like that hapo na hapo, then nikuja hapo pengine tena nianzie hapo na extend hivi, alafu nikuja niunde sasa ikuwe fupi like this. Nikiona inataka kuleta mbili na extend tu ipite, halafu ndio nirudie hii extension ya karibu tu, extension ya karibu like that, halafu nikuje nifute hizo zenye zilikuwa za kwanza, zenye zilikuwa zinanipea tu direction. Good, imetoka nje, zimetoka nje zote. I can delete all of them. Good, delete. Let me repeat, nitokezea hapa alafu nifike hapo, nitoke wapi hapo. If the line are too close huwa zinasumbua kidogo, but itapidi tu kuwe mvumilivu ndio uwezi hizo arcs. Good, hivyo then nirudie tu, usimamishe compass tu mahali panahitajika, alafu ushaziweka ndio utilete hiyo. Then ukisha identify hiyo, because hii ni A, alafu hii ni B, hii ni D. Remember that AB is parallel to DC. So nakuja hapo point pa line, nikuja nitoa hapo line yenye itakuwa hiyo parallel. Na parallel inamaanisha kwamba inafaa kuwa nini? Inafaa kuwa horizontal, because hiyo nyingine ilikuwa horizontal. Nikuja nitoa hapo parallel, na hiyo line ni nini? Ilikuwa 10 centimeter 0 decrease, alafu ikakuwa nini? Ikakuwa 10 centimeter like that. Was it 10? Let me check. Was it 10? Yes, it was 10. Then ingine itoka hapo ikuje sasa hapo penye kuna 10 like that. Then hii inafaa ikuwe hivi na ikuwe hivi, but I want to show by arrows by bisecting arc. So nikishakuwa hivyo, kama ningekuwa nimetumia compass, ningekuja nisimamisha hapo compass kama nimepima 10 cm. So nitaadjust paka huko mbele ya 10 cm na ni make huko arc. Hiyo ionyeshe tu kupita, alafu ingine ikuje nionyeshe the path to be followed. Alafu nifute yenye imepita. Kama ningekuwa na compass, ningekuwa nimepima 10. Alafu tena nikuje na compass, nipime hii length yake ilikuwa 8. So nikuje hivyo, alafu nikuje tu exactly penye naonyesha red, nichore hivyo arc, alafu nirudi hapo, nichore hiyo arc like that. Alafu nikuje nifute hii yenye ilikuwa mwanzo like that. So you'll find that if this is a trapezium, I can label nitoe hiyo auto, alafu niende hii kuwe B, nitoe hiyo auto, niende hii C, nitoe hiyo auto, niende hii D, hivyo, alafu nitoe hiyo auto. Then naanza kutumia hizo kisa laptop kuleta tu penye hizo points nafasi kuwe hapo ya kwanza, alafu ya pili ifai isonga hapo, alafu ikisonga sana naweza tumia tu kuisongesha. Then hii ingine inafaa isonga hapo chini like that. Alafu hii A imesonga mbali sana, so I can move it closer like that. Good. Na hiyo utakuwa umemaliza parallelogram. You just go to the file, save as png, alafu question number. I'm saying let's go maybe it is quiz number 14. So I type there 14, then I press save. So when you find that, if you go on your screen, you will be able to trace that it is here, quiz number 12. It was quiz number 14, so I can easily trace where I have 14 quiz. I don't know how I saved it. Quiz ndio hii hapa, quiz 14, ndio hiyo, ndio hii. That's our program. We can save. We can go and now put in our question paper the way Senior Lion showed you. You just go to where the question number is. You open that document. If you have not opened yet, I open the way it's opening. I give it time to open. Then I go to question number. Maybe I want to put it question number 6. I just go to insert, then shapes, then draw canvas. But the canvas, you will enlarge it according to the size of that one, because the canvas can resize the your image. So you make sure that the canvas is large enough so that the image can fit inside it. I say that the first pasting, the image will not be inside. The image will not be inside for the first pasting. So you copy again, and this you cut, then still you go to that canvas. Now you paste it. Will now go to the inside the canvas like that, and that is how we could save that object up to where the point we reach in the image. But with the time, when we are tapped drawing, you'll find that when you are in your word, let me just open here your word. You'll find that with the time, after tapping these things, when you are in Word, because you are typing and you don't want to go there, you save and come back. No, when you are in Word, when you change your top bar, still, if you install that software, it will show there that we have there an FX draw. So in Word, if I want number 17 ndio nimefika na nataka kuchora hapo object, unaendea tu hapo kwa hiyo FX, then una click the inline, utaona yenyewe inakudirect, inakurudisha huko kwa FX, alafu ukishaichora itajisave huko automatic. But for the currently, let us just advance drawing, then pasting, drawing, then pasting. Then when we advance is when now we'll be able to go to that extent. After there, anybody with a question? Are we okay?
I'm okay on my part, sir.
Okay. Senior Gbori?
We are okay.
Okay. Senior Mtuku?
Good.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So kindly, I want to end up the meeting. I'm sharing the link the way I've done for the yesterday meeting. For those who missed yesterday meeting, I think I have shared the link on the wall. So I'm going also to do the same for this one. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Nice day too.
Nice